Yeah.
Hi, Mr. Krauss and Mr. Dawkins. Sorry, but people have called you guys militant atheists, and even Colbert accused you of attacking his God, and I want to know if you consider yourself as militant atheists or as educators or something else.
Well, Richard is not militant. I can tell you that. Okay? Richard has his, many people think Richard is stridently militant. And I can say, not only is he not, and not only am I not, but what amazed me is I could sympathize with that much more than I used to when we first met. After my last book came out, where I just asked the question, could we make the universe without God? How much do we know? Is it possible? And just asking the question immediately put me in the same camp. I became a militant, strident atheist just for asking questions. And so I think that word is used for some reason. Asking a question when it comes to God makes you militant, and it's offensive, it's wrong, and it's not true. And Richard gets a bad rap, in my opinion.
It is true that when the Archbishop of Canterbury is introduced, he's never introduced as militant, strident Archbishop of Canterbury. There's a kind of asymmetry in the use of these words like...
Yeah, in fact, if you're a fervent believer, you're fervent, right?
Yeah.
You're strong, it reminds me of when I was... I grew up in Canada, and we talked about the difference between football and baseball, the words, tackle versus go home, and it's that way. Every adjective that's used to apply to believers is a positive one, and every adjective that's used to apply to even not just non-believers, but people who question is a negative one, and it's something we have to try and overcome.
But I think it is true that our whole civilization has got it so used to religion getting a free ride that you just don't criticize it. That when you offer even a mild criticism of religion, people genuinely hear it as militant and strident because they're so unaccustomed to it. We're quite accustomed to political argument being quite strong, and we don't use words like militant and strident. But it's because we've all got so used to the idea that you just don't criticize religion. It's sort of impolite. If you criticize or even question, as Lawrence says, even question somebody's religion, it's as though you've said they've got an ugly face or something of that sort of thing. Identify with it personally, and so it sounds worse than it actually is.
I think that the key point here, and I worry about in this country, not just religion, various other things are becoming more and more, or less and less subject to questioning. And I think what you said at the very beginning is, if I could give a message, it's not a message about God or science, it's a message to just question and don't be intimidated from questioning. And that has to do with everything from religion to the Tea Party.
Thank you.